Alright, well, we're going to the Enclave. Stone wall.
Some kind of sandstone, very malleable, but also very vulnerable to the elements. These cliffs probably have huge, naturally formed caves and tunnels.
What's that thing on top?
It's a stone dragon gazing down into the center of the dome like it's guarding the entrance. It's a magnificent piece of work.
Is it? Just looks like one big ugly bug to me. Alright, well, let's enter the Enclave. Oh, I see the dragon now. Okay.
The dragon's mouth is pointing straight down at the middle of the floor.
Sounds like a horrible idea. You're gonna get roasted alive.
It's a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters deep.
Wow. You did that just with your eye? Man. Alright then. Alright, well.
It's emerald green, teeming with life and carrying the pleasant, salty scent of distant shores.
Oh, there's downstairs. Okay. I didn't see those stairs. Wow. Ooh. That music, though. Actually.
It's one of the Sentinel minstrels.
Ah, loud! Yeah, I mean, I'll quiet it down for you guys, but oh, for me. Oh, loud.
Oh, goodness me, I didn't hear you come in.
Was it because of the orchestra?
By the way, you haven't seen Volume 6 of the Complete Annotated History of the Northlands, have you? I could have sworn it was here yesterday.
Sorry, no.
I guess someone else must have taken it. I try to tell them to write down what they borrow on the list, but they never listen. Only last week I spent 3 hours searching the entire Enclave for the second scripture of the ballads, the scripture of song, before I realized that Vestrum Tobias was studying it back in the city. Now, such incidents could be avoided if only, and this applies to you too, young lady, people would sign out the books they borrow when they borrow them and sign them back in when they're done. Such a simple procedure. It shouldn't take more than a few seconds to jot down your name and the name of the book you borrow. It makes my job so much easier. Now, which book did you want me to find for you?
Are you...
Are you Minstrom Yaren?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Oh, what a silly question.
How would I know? I don't know you.
I am Minstrom Yaren, keeper of the great library of Marcuria.
You're different from other
fact,
libraries.
This is the greatest library of all the Northlands. Perhaps of the entire world, although they say the Dark People have a library as big, if not bigger, than this one. But of course, we're not allowed anywhere near there. Have you been there?
I don't think...
What a silly question. Of course you haven't. You're not of the Dark People, are you? You don't look like any Dark People I've ever seen, so I can't see how you could possibly...
You're gonna get me in trouble with that statement, just
Now,
saying.
where did Volume 6 disappear to?
You're gonna get me in trouble if you keep saying that. Could we, maybe not say that? I mean, maybe that's just a tribe. Maybe that just did. Getting back to what we're here for.
Tobias said I should talk with you.
Tobias? Vestrum Tobias? I haven't seen him for... Well, he was in last week, but before that it must have been days at least. How is he? Still eating enough for 2 mules? I must tell you of this funny story I heard the other day, of how Vestrum Tobias eats enough for a table full of minstrum. Or was it 1 Elguan? although the Elguan don't as a rule eat very much at all. Did you know that the Elguan can smell water more than half a day's journey away? Amazing, amazing creatures, perfectly suited for life in the desert. The balance provides, that's for certain. The balance provides.
Looking for a
Vestrum
book.
Tobias recommended that I look at some books.
Books is what we do best here at the Enclave, that is for certain. Which book
Man, you're much
would you
nicer
like
than
to
the
see?
other Enclave I know. I'm looking for
a story called The Silver Spear of Gorimon.
Yes, a fanciful tale if I ever saw one, but a charming one. Did you know that I'm often paid visit by adventurers wishing to read everything available on the spear so that they too can set out on their foolish quests?
Yeah, don't you just hate those adventurers?
Well, they pay for my bread, milk, and butter with their contributions to the coffers, so I shouldn't be too critical of them. But they care not about the books. They care only about what the books can give them.
I care. About the books, really.
It's true. She really does.
I can tell. So, the Silver Spear of Gorimon, then?
Am I waiting? Oh, okay.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Oh boy. The Silver... Calm down, Orchestra. The Silver Spear of Gorimon. In the glory days of Baskiva? Before the drought? The Gorimon was the greatest city in the known world. The Parch of Bakshiva decided to forge the most powerful weapon in the world to challenge the mighty white dragon. The Parch had grown greedy and bored. His treasure hold filled with the riches of the world, and he desired nothing except the one thing he could never have, the unborn daughter of the white dragon. That's not something I'd want. I'd stick with a dog, maybe a cat. Hell, if I'm feeling adventurous, maybe a parakeet. But a dragon? Bad idea. Unless you're talking about a lizard dragon, then makes sense. Like Komodo dragon, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the fairest pursuit, yeah, right. The most beautiful creature in the universe. I'll take your word for it. He had asked the white dragon for her daughter's hand in marriage, but she refused, scalding him for his insolence and warning him to keep. Okay. Hang on. His distance from immortals. Oh, keep his distance from mortals. And so the Parch sought the advice of a mighty sorcerer, the dark and cruel Owls, to learn how to kill one of the Dark King. The sorcerer told these words. The Parch of the white silver to Mount Tyranny, the strongest substance in... I am so sorry for this. If you just want to pause it and read it, by all means, go for it. I'm not the strongest reader. I like graphic novels more than... Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Substance in Arcadia, and how it could be forged by magic to kill even one of the kin. The Parch ordered his army to go north across the ocean and to bring back enough white silver to sharpen a weapon. When his men returned with the rare metal, the Parched ordered the finest blacksmith in Bakhiva to his castle, where else the sorcerer cast a spell to create an unholy forge. 10 days and 10 nights it took before the exhausted blacksmith could present a tall spear to his emperor. But before the spear could be used to kill one of the kin, it had to be bathed in blood, beheading the poor blacksmith. Oh no! The poor blacksmith! Come on, give the guy a break! And the soldiers who had retrieved the whites. Really? Even them too? That's so bullshit. I mean, couldn't you just find, like, someone else could have moved on? Couldn't have been like, well, clearly I can't date her daughter, might as well go find someone else. Couldn't have done that? Jesus. The preacher's private bath was filled with their blood. As he dropped the silver spear into the red bath, watched over by Eos, a terrible scream erupted. The steam rose up in a red, foul-smelling cloud. Yeah, I'd imagine so. When the steam lifted, the blood was gone. The spear was glowing in a deep red color with the terrible weapon now ready to be wielded. The Peach? I'm gonna call him the Peach. Issued a challenge to the White Dragon to either surrender her daughter to him for marriage, or suffer a painful death in his hands. Enraged, the White Dragon refused yet again. Honestly, this just wasn't worth it, man. There's plenty of other fish in this. There's probably other millions of dragons out there. Could have just married one of them. Yo. Freaky person. And flew to the Peach. That just makes it so much funny. Alright, the Parch. His sorcerer and his 1,000-strong army on the green fields outside Goromon of a magical silver spear. She knew nothing, and the Perch kept it wrapped in cloth by his side. Bring your forces around, Perch, warned the White Dragon. If you do not, I will lay waste to them all. I wish my men no harm, lied the Perch, for this is between the two of us. He then rode toward alone and dismounted his horse, but stayed within reach of the spear. The White Dragon laid before him, and she said, "You are brave to face me like this when you know you cannot harm me." Then the Perch raised a hand as if to greet her, but it was instead a... Oh, hang on. Assigned to his sorcerer, the terrible Eos, who cast a mighty spell to hold the White Dragon, while the Arch drew his silver spear. The White Dragon fought bravely, and she was close to escaping the sorcerer's magic, but the creature was quick, and he thrust the magic spear into her chest. She screamed in pain and anger, and the sorcerer's spell could no longer hold her. Raising on her beautiful wings, blood pouring down on the land below, she crushed back Shiva, her preacher, and her people, for all time. For all time, whenever the White Dragon's blood fell, the land turned air, and the grass became sand. The Perch sent his army to follow the White Dragon and to bring back her egg, but the drought knew, and within days, the once proud emperor of Bekshi was turned into a district, then followed a fierce storm that tore across the land for 100 days and nights, and then the dust settled. There was nothing left of Bakshiva but 2 coastal cities and a few scattered oases. It is said that the buried ruins of the lost capital, wrapped in the arms of the perished, dared test the immortal, the silver spear of Goemon. Okay, so let me see if I got this straight. This dude went to the White Dragon and said, "Hey, I want to marry your daughter." The White Dragon was all like, "Hell no, you ain't doing that." So he was like, "Grr, I'm angry," and went to his sorcerer and was like, "Hey, what can I do?" And the sorcerer was like, "Build this magic bullshit spear." And he was like, "Okay, what do I need?" And he's like, "You need some runes, some blood, and that's pretty much it." He's like, "All right, well, you guys go get these runes." And they're like, "Yes, sir." Went and got the stuff, came back, and it was like, "Okay, now we just gotta be," and their blacksmith created the spear, and then the sorcerer was like, "All right, now we need the blood," and he was like, "You men and blacksmith, off with your heads. We're gonna give him the blood." And all those guys were like, "Ah, crap. Should have saw that coming." Afterwards, they got the spear, then they went to go fight the dragon, and dude lost. No surprise. So, yeah, now there's barely anything left of the land because of his greed, I guess? Let's go with that. Alrighty then.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Yeah, you better do that. Yeah, my alarm went off, so yeah. But we'll keep going. We're not going to end it here just yet. There might be some questions I got to answer. Let's go talk with this guy.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Sorry about that. Can I see some more
Could I
books?
see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Oh, we can read more. Would be interesting. Oh boy. Hang on. Oh boy, there's a lot of reading going on here. How many books have we got to read? Give me my mouse back. So we got we got 2 more books to read. So I could keep this going for just another few minutes. So,
A book on the history of Marcuria would be interesting.
sure, why not? Let's get this out of the way. So
An
next time we can
extensive
just
subject.
get on with
Sure.
the journey.
I will do my best.